Welcome to Common Man Cocktails. I am your host, Derrick Schommer. Today, I've got a few things on the agenda for my vlog. I don't know what number vlog this is. I don't number things very well because I do things on the fly. This is on the fly. So, first on the agenda, release the CMC Banger Book. You could get this book at homecocktailmenu.com. I want to spend a few minutes talking about that. Give you an idea of what it is and why we did it. So for the last 3 months, I came up with this idea. And it's not super original, but years ago, probably 2010, people were like, you need to build a recipe book. And I went and I'm like, this is really tough. I wanted to put out a recipe book that was super cool and kind of represented the brand. And it's just really hard. And the cost of production and printing, if you don't use a publisher, if you self-publish, was a little bit just daunting. I could self-publish and have it printed out like on demand, but just the amount of work to put in to build a recipe book that's even 30 pages is not trivial. So I thought I'd put out an ebook this time. And I know people have been looking for it. We've been around for 8 years. I figured it was time. It still wasn't easy. This was about 3 months worth of work. Here is the CMC Banger Book. 8 years of greatest hits. It doesn't go back 8 years in recipes because we've learned a little bit in that amount of time. It's considered a level 4 book, expert, which basically means it's like any other recipe book you can buy on the market. You can go to homecocktailmenu.com and download it. It's free. If you want to pay money for it, you can. I have a little box, and I give you whatever price you think it's worth. You can download it and pay for it. I've had one sale so far for $15, and that was the first actual order. So it's nice to see that people, are as passionate as we are about what we're doing. So there's a little description on level 4. All the books on Home Cocktail Menu fit the same theme. So there is a hidden agenda here, as you can see what some of the other cocktail books do, even though they're at an easier level. The shopping list, this represents everything. You can't see all the items, but actually if you go to the product page on Home Cocktail Menu, I've got all this out there right on the front page. So you can see all the different spirits you'll need. If you bought everything here, you can make everything in the book. You don't need to make everything in the book. It's a greatest hits book. A little bit about the recipes. What I did special in this book, oh good, looks like Jalitha. By the way, live stream tonight. Jalitha and Dan will be there. So if you're planning to tuning in around 6:30 p.m. for the live stream Eastern Time, GMT -4. 8 years of cocktails. I have a little bit of a kind of like my representation of what Common Man Cocktails has done over 8 years right here. It's my little dialogue. My dedication to the fans page, which you guys have probably seen a few times. I've been promoting it and pimping it and trying to have people correct it. This is an ebook, so if you find mistakes, just email me, dschomer@everydaydrinkers.com, and I can update them so future downloads, and if you re-download it, it'll all work. Each recipe has the greatest hits recipe, whatever it is. This one's the Vesper. It has the Vesper ingredient list. It has the bio from who submitted it. This one was submitted by Doug with a representation, a quoted block, a paragraph typically from the person who submitted it, why they think it fits into the 8-year greatest hits book. I did recipes, all videos that I'll be posting over the next few months probably at this point, but every one of these product shots is actually a representation of a video I've created for it. I figured since I'm doing the product shots, I might as well produce a video for each one of them. And it's just me, quick videos. Boker's Breakfast is in here. Trinidad Sour, that's Ian. We've got 2 for Ian. Golden Cadillac, this is the curd. Jordan Mooney from the curd. So you'll see a high-resolution photo for each. The Chicago Southside from Dan and Jalitha. Every host that's been on the show is represented within the book, except for Justin Hurd, because this book was produced before Justin was on the show. It's been taking a while. And then what you basically do to purchase it is you go out to Home Cocktail Menu and you create an account as you're checking out, and what that allows you to do is keep track of all the purchases as you've made. In this case, I've purchased 2 books for myself, obviously, and it's Explorations of Rum and the CMC Banger Book. So you can always re-download them. You can log in on your tablets and your phones, and then you can just click download and have a copy on your tablet if you don't want to use it on the computer, or you can send the PDF to yourself. They're all PDFs, so you could just download. It's the common readable format. And the Banger Book price, where you can put, well, you can't see it, but the little box. So that is the CMC Banger Book. Of course, The concept behind this is simple. I want to be able to drive more people to Home Cocktail Menu. Perhaps people will see the other stuff we have out there, purchase those while they're getting this one for free, and kind of help us out as a whole. All the other recipe books that have been produced thus far, I've all been recipes that are custom, that Jennifer's designed based on the food pairing book we talked about in our last video. So those recipes are really set up for parties and stuff like that. So you can, in each one of these as well, has menu cards that you can print out for your party and say, here, pick from this selection and we'll make these for you. So that's kind of where we wanted to go in that direction. There'll be another sponsored book. I kind of count this as sponsored since it's free, but there'll be another sponsored book coming out from Cardinal Spirits. I'm in the final edits for that, and that is a complete set of unique recipes that call for all the Cardinal Spirits brands. It's free because Cardinal Spirits is paying for it, so you could download it, and if you want to make the recipes, you can. If you want to buy Cardinal Spirits products to build the recipes, you can. Also to mention, if you want to be able to sponsor us as a show, you can always go to patreon.com/CMC. I have some folks that are spending anywhere from $40 to $80 a month on the show, and other people spending $3 a month. I don't care what the price is. Obviously, I like the higher prices, but I think the more volume of smaller people donating kind of spreads the love across a larger audience. And the reason I'm kind of pushing these is, for those that haven't figured it out yet, I know I did get a Snapchat the other day from somebody that didn't know this is my full-time job right now. I'm still eating out of my savings because a family of 4, a house, and health insurance, private health insurance costs a lot of money. So I still need to find a way to make up about $3,000 a month. We're not there yet, so I'm currently just chewing out of my investment funds, and I'd love to get to cash flow zero where I can produce content and not be losing money. But we'll get there, I hope. If not, Jennifer's already suggested she'll probably pick up a side job like at a tech support person for Apple or something that she could do at home. So there are secondary options, but I'd like to have her not have to pick up a second job so that we can kind of do this. So the ebooks, the donations all help. The other thing you might have noticed I've been doing to try and ramp that up is, since my views have been down, I don't necessarily know why. I know summertime views for cocktails are typically, they do come down, but 3 years ago we were getting 3,000 to 5,000 views per video, and I'd love to get back there, but I'm looking at it going, I don't see how that's going to happen because producing the same content every day isn't doing it. And obviously the folks that are writing in, like, I don't understand why I don't have more views, you guys are awesome, blah blah blah, and while the words of encouragement are great, it's not creating more views. So you'll see more of those educational videos coming out, which I'm hoping to help market the channel, where I can get people that are looking for a hangover remedy, that are looking for the next top recipe book, that are looking for information about rums and tequilas and different brands and spirits to find the show, and then they can start watching the recipes. So I'm hoping the recipes drive our standard agenda, and the info drives kind of new viewership. And it kind of introduces, because it's if somebody's looking for a Jordan Mooney cocktail, who's doing that? Nobody's really doing that, right? The people who are subscribers might be like, oh, what's this? That's cool. But how do I get those subscriber accounts to have more active users, to have more active viewers and watch time, to create ad revenue? So if I could create more ad revenue and do that, that helps supplement healthcare and whatever. Also, I'm feeling like if I can create more of a sense of I know what I'm talking about, maybe there'll be other blogging platforms that want to, utilize our videos and pay us for it, which would be really cool. Also, in that same vein, you'll notice that even on awesomedrinks.com, the minimum order price has moved to $100 an order. This is because over the last few years, it's really been about gathering customers, gathering trust, gathering reviews, and showing people that we're a serious store. And part of that goes into marketing. So our expense is obviously higher than our income. So while we do sell $200,000 worth of gear, we spend about $200,000 to do it. So my goal is to increase that margin. So there's only two real ways you can do this. You can increase prices dramatically. I don't really think that's an option. It also could throw you off with other competitors. So I have moved some products up $1, 50 cents or whatever to kind of make up for it. But bringing that minimum order up to 100 means I'll be spending less shipping things for free. So over the last, say, 6 months, I know just looking through the orders, I've sold tons of stuff where I'm making, I might pack almost 12 or more bottles of bitters and syrups and stuff, and it takes probably, you know, 7-8 minutes to get that type of order packed, maybe even longer on some of those. And when it ships out the door, you're making $1.50. Sometimes if something breaks and you can't get a claim on it, you're losing money on it. So my ultimate goal is to make money from all the facets, a little bit from each. Make money from Awesome Drinks rather than spend money. Make money from Home Cocktail Menu. Continue to roll out that. Make money on Patreon. Make money on AdRoll. And at the end of the day, that might mean making money. At the end of the day, the one thing, and hopefully this book describes this and makes this clear, is that the audience that has been following us for years is amazing. The amount of support I get from a small, select groups of individuals is pretty freaking outrageous. I really couldn't ask for more outside of growth. I'm hoping if we can grow 20%, 2% of that new 20% will become those hardcore people that help support the channel for the next years to come and allow me to be able to do this without my wife having to get a side job to be able to do all of the stuff she's doing, which is actually going to put more burden on me from a family side of things as school starts up. So there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed it. See you guys tonight in the live stream. We're teaching you how to drink. So there's a few reasons this is bad. If you have toxins in your system and your body's like, oh my God, I can't believe you did this to me. And you're like, well, have some more, it makes you feel better. And you're like, oh, if you continually chase this little alcohol problem, you create your own alcohol problem. Sweat it out.